Welcome back to Absolutely Anima, the series about cinema and its relationship with Arknight's operators, and today we start the slow boil on Trap Masters, because this is probably the most Cinema Knight subclass in terms of philosophy, if that's the right usage of words, and actual Cinema Knights candidates. With its current 5 members, 2 of them are certified members of the Rose Island Film Club, and one of them is a content creator, and you can't tell me internet videos aren't cinema. Now, I probably won't do a group review on them because that would mean building my Ella, and I don't want to, but I do like Trap Masters. If you've seen my Neon video, I said Cinema Nights is more about using cool, gimmicky units than actual cinema files, and Trap Masters is easily in the top 3 of most gimmicky subclasses, alongside Summoners and Merchants. I honestly just came up with this top of my head. This probably is more gimmicky ones. If I actually thought about it, I don't care. It's an interesting set of operators. I'll just say that, with their own takes on the trap gimmick. And I want to start off on the right foot by discussing the permanent member of my support lineup who serves as the co-mascot for my account, my beloved Robin. Do we start by explaining what makes Trap Masters unique, or what Robin means to me? Let's do the latter first. So Robin was my first welfare when I was starting out because, well, I just vibed with her. There was just something about Aisling's art style that makes me likes all their daughters uniquely. Well, uniquely, because they're all uniquely appealing, is what I'm trying to say. But there's something about this depressed looking raccoon that I vibed with immediately. That love deepened when I found out she just looks depressed and is just like a normal person who likes old films, although she's bordering cinephile, considering that she adapted her main fighting style of knives from a movie she likes, using replicas from that movie. So I'm pretty sure the movie she was inspired by is a reference to Rambo First Blood. I mean, if we're referencing the Sly's movies, we could have done Judge Dredd, just saying, but Rambo's neat too. Also, her skin is a reference to the Western classic The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because why not at that point? Anyway, Robin set a lot of my foundations when I was starting off as a new player, from getting me into Trap Masters, making me an Aisling fan, made me realize how much I love the storytelling in Arknights with her operators record, making me a Mountain fan with Mansfield Break. It's not Mansfield like I always call it. No, it's Mansfield. It's stupid. But being one of the key reasons why I started to build Cinema Nights. Basically, without Robin, I wouldn't be where we are today. Take that as you will, but Robin is a neat unit, especially considering she's just like Bina, who we didn't discuss last video. I think I was planning to do that, and then decided, no, I want to do Robin first. Basically, what Robin is a test run for the subclass that she's in. So just like how, she set the foundations for the series, she set the foundation for the subclass, and will now be setting the foundation for the future Trapmaster videos, and has an awful lot of foundations. Robin's talent is Clip Specialist, which is where we see one of the main design traits of the subclass. Basically, for Trapmasters, their class trait is to put into the talent, and then their skills dictate how their trait works. For Robin is quite simple. You get to deploy up to 10 clips, or that's what her traps are called, and they activate if an enemy steps on their square. There's some other basic stuff like only being able to deploy on unoccupied ground tiles and how many you can hold at once, but that's fluff. All you need to know right now is that all Trap Masters use this sort of talent design as their basis and then build upon it. What's interesting is that after Frost, they started to add things to it, or in the case of Wolf Knight, change the activation part of the traps themselves. Another interesting thing to mention is that for Wolf Knight and Robin specifically, they got Persuado Deltas because I guess unlike Frost, they couldn't justify attaching these new talents as part of the old ones. Robin's on paper isn't that interesting, just gives her a camo whenever she's attacked, which either delays the inevitable or buys you time to heal her. I personally think this module is either a full commitment or a no commitment just because of the nature of the Mod Y trait. Like, Mod Y for Trapmasters is in my opinion, with the Mod X finally revealed. A 1 in 5 chance, or doubling up the damage of a trap when it's placed is good, but I think Mod X is provides slightly better quality of life, with a higher capacity, and the slightly cheaper mines. I want to get more into this with Dolphy, because Dolphy's mod X is honestly what I would recommend over Dolphy mod Y, and there's a lot we need to discuss on that. And well, let's just backtrack it to Vobin. Because look, I think if you get the mod 1, you might as well get the mod feed for the camouflage and the extra attack at that point. Because look, if you're getting the mod Y, you might as well try the mid max the mod Y trait when it wants to activate. Robin's first skill is Binding Clip, and before I describe the skill, let's talk about the other unique thing about Trapmasters, their skill design. You see, Trapmaster skill design is split into two parts, the active and the passive. All the Trapmasters share the same active, immediately gain one trap, and are auto-activated with auto-recovery. Unless your name is Ella, who has two skills that defy this rule by attaching the trap recovery to the end of an activated skill, which is neat, and I hope they explore that idea some more. I mean, Wolf Knight have given us manually activated traps, so if there's definitely a lot more you can be doing in this class, which makes me very excited. But yeah, all trap masters share a similar active. They all do is share the same design philosophy for their passives. You see, very much like Magellan, trap masters bow this idea of the skill influencing how the trap works, which gives trap masters a variety of use cases because they can cater their traps to each scenario that you need. This does mean Trapmaster masteries get very expensive, because just like Magellan, with each skill being useful, each skill means gaining the M3 for the best means gaining the M3 for the best performance possible. Because of that, I am basing Robin's maths on the M3 values. Speaking of which, what does Robin's S1 do? Well, it's in the name, it binds. Basically, when the enemy steps on one of her clips, they are binded for 3 seconds, and yes, you want the M3 because the skill level 7 is only 2 seconds. Adds 4 more seconds to the trap regen, and you're losing about 70% of your attack value because, yes, trap masters have high damage value. Let's check out skill level 7 maths, with the bottom calculation being the chance of the mod Y, being the chance of the mod Y trait activating using my maxed out Robin. And then here's the M3 math, so you can see how impactful that M3 is. The bind is nice, and is the skill I use the most. Yes, it is not as good as Frostmats or Wolf Knight's S1 or even Dorothy S2, but I don't own Dorothy or Frost yet, and I put all my resources into Good Girl and not Fake Lizard. When that release is happening, it probably already has happened by the time you're seeing this, but shush. Still, I think if you're using Robin, this is a solid skill, mainly because it doesn't rely on the weight mechanic. Launching Clip is a S2, and yes, it relies on the weight mechanic, because fuck me. Also, double fuck me because I forgot to swap to S2 for this footage, for this segment, and I can't be fucked for doing it. Anyway, basically, the clips now function like this. Enemy steps on mine, they take damage, and launches themselves in the opposite direction they came in. Basically, they get moonwalked. And yes, you want the M3 for the best shift level, which caps at shift level 2. I mean, at least this does like 30% more damage than skill 1, if both skills are M3'd, so maths on screen. But yeah, I have mixed feelings on this skill. On the one hand, it offers something not the other Trapmasters offer, therefore continuing to give her a niche as later editions do her bind gimmick better by letting her fulfill a role of a pseudo global pusher. On the other hand, though, pushing, as previously discussed, is a super niche role. The traps aren't as flexible as a pusher due to them being limited to only reversing the direction of the enemy is going in. And oh yeah, Weedy made sure shift is useless, you stupid seahorse fuck. Yes, S2 does more damage, but Robin's main role is Stoller, and Bind just happens to be a more consistent form of CC for that role, considering it's not tied down by weight. Yes, S2 has its use once in a while, and I think, but look here, listen, I think you can just do S1 first masteries, and then S2 is like more of a backlog skill when you just happen to have the resources on hand, and you just happen to have no one else's masteries you want to do. So, what did we learn today? Well, that basically every other trap master past Robin is actually more interesting. I mean, seriously, Bind is done more interestingly and better by 3 other operators in her class, and the one unique thing she's got going for her outside of Persuado Camo module, well, it's kind of useless in pointless because, really. So she does nothing really special or flashy, which in a way makes her kind of humble. She's baby's first trap master, which is by design. She's a welfare option, which is the progenitor for her class, so her simpleness is, well, by design. That's why I think she's just really humble, and that's just adorable, which is just so on brand for my little baby girl. The Trapmaster class can be a daunting subclass to use and to learn and to get used to. So having a nice and simple welfare option is really good for new players. Like, and on top of that, Mansfield Break. I know it's Mansfield, shut up, but Mansfield Break is like piss fucking easy baby mode. Like, I'm pretty sure Surging Heat is harder than Mansfield. Like, Jesselton is a pushover, so literally anyone, like, 1 weekend could probably get a fucking Robin. Just saying. So yeah, go take Robin for a spin if you got her, and I'll see if you like this. Well, exceptionally rewarding subclass. And I'll see you guys here next time for Bigger because I have words I want to say about Good Doggo.